Good morning, Chattanooga. Here's a quick look at the top 5 stories you need to know today. First of all, Volkswagen's Chattanooga factory is at the center of a labor controversy. A national right-to-work group has reached out to VW employees on Facebook, offering them free legal help if they're feeling pressured to join the United Auto Workers Union. The National Right-to-Work Legal Defense Foundation's action is the latest development since VW started talking with the UAW last month. The Chattanooga plant is the only major Volkswagen facility that does not have a works council, and VW could release a plan for a labor board in May or June. Formal talks with the union could begin this summer. Since the union would need to win a majority vote of Volkswagen employees, the UAW may ask the company for employee names and addresses and go to their houses or call them, seeking signatures. Across the state line, Georgia is footing a $1.7 million bill to fix broken locks at Hays State Prison. The broken locks left prisoners free to roam and assault fellow cellmates or guards. To justify the emergency purchase, Department of Corrections officials had to admit that new locks were needed to stop violence at the prison. Take a look at this purchase order, which reads, quote, Hays State Prison has had recurring problems with the cell door locks in its housing units. This situation has severe security implications in that breaches of the locks have resulted in attacks on inmates and staff. After 3 years of lock problems, it took the deaths of 3 prisoners to bring about changes at the prison. Experts say the department has opened itself up to lawsuits from families of inmates who have been killed because doors weren't locked. One advocacy group has already sued the Georgia Department of Corrections, saying the agency violated the state's Open Records Act. The Southern Center for Human Rights says the department attempted to charge $250,000 for public records about deaths and security lapses at Hays State Prison. Turning to politics, State Senator Todd Gardenhire has delayed action on a bill that would allow Hamilton County to cremate local residents who die with no money for burial. County officials say the cemetery where the indigent are buried is swiftly running out of room and will be full before the end of the year. If the bill isn't approved, County Mayor Jim Coppinger says the county will be forced to buy more land. Next up, Tennessee lawmakers are firing back after Georgia's demand to move the state line and siphon water from the Tennessee River. House members in Nashville cheered and whistled Thursday as Representative Jason Powell launched a verbal barrage at Georgia, saying, quote, I believe that we might be the volunteer state, but I believe in no way should we surrender any part of our state, particularly land and water we've possessed for nearly 200 years. He criticized Atlanta and Georgia for failing to properly plan ahead, saying, quote, as far as I'm concerned, Georgia can keep its greedy hands and its thirsty mouths away from our water. If Tennessee lawmakers refuse to cooperate, Georgia says it will take the matter to the Supreme Court. Last but not least, Mars has completed a $67 million expansion of its Cleveland, Tennessee factory. The new growth means the candy company can now produce 330 million M&Ms a day. That's more than the entire population of the United States. The Cleveland plant is the company's biggest maker of M&Ms, producing more than half of all M&Ms made. And the expansion also enables the company to make all of its Twix candy in Cleveland now. 50 more workers were hired at the plant for the expansion, bringing the total staff there to about 550. And weather will be cloudy this morning with a high near 64 degrees. Tonight will be mostly clear with a low around 40. I'm Harrison Keeley. For more on these stories and updates throughout the day, follow us on Facebook and visit timesfreepress.com.